Welcome to the lesson. Check the description box below in your YouTube player for tabs and backing tracks, on my website, information about the sound tools I'm using today, and links to other goodies via my Patreon page. Continuing. Our basic chord progression is E minor, and then a G, and then an E minor, and then a D, and an, I guess you'd call that an A minor, although I don't know if that third gets hit. I'd call it an A minor. Obviously, a capo at 2, so any numbers you see me say are going to be in relation to the capo until I go up past the 5th fret. Then it's easier to count what frets you're actually playing. By the way, slow down gears in YouTube down here or on a tablet up here. 3/4 speed is what I'd recommend if you're working with this stuff. Spacebar pauses, arrows go 5 seconds forward, 5 seconds back. So I'm just being very careful with my arpeggiation of an E minor chord. Getting that open B string up there. That's move 1. Here comes a G chord. It's because I'm getting that melody in there. So middle finger's getting the 3. Index finger is getting that 2. On that G string. Get that open B again. And that time when I come back to E minor, instead of being on 2 and 2 on the A and D, I'm 2 and 2 on the D and G, so I can get that melody again. Grab that open B again, and just a D power chord, O and 2. Here comes our A. I use my pinky to get a 5 to a 2. Don't do this. I have some hard opinions about things. Hello. One of them is, let's try and use our pinky. We have it, might as well use it. I know many guitar students will try and do that. Why do that to yourself? There's our first time around. That does it all again. That time I just hang on that note because there's an extra 2 beats of music on that. We're going to call that a B minor, 2 and 4 power chord. Brilliant composition there by Mr. Gilmour. And then what happens? Oh, then I just was like, well, I'm bored of that octave. Let me go up a higher octave. So I'm just thinking E minor, although it's F sharp minor. So here's an F sharp minor shape. F sharp minor shape. F sharp minor shape, F sharp minor shape. Say that 5 times fast. You know, that's at 9, so I'm just focused on the 11, 10, 9. And then here's a G, although really it's an A. And so in that time there, that would be 9, 10, 9, which would be natural, but there's that, the melody note is there on the 12. Back back to that, you know, E minor slash F sharp minor shape. I don't know why it's cracking me up. And then just, because now I'm thinking of the harmonizing that there. On my G and my B, that is 13, 12, and then of course 11, 10. How does that work out with that? Because that D is really an E, so that's the upper part of an E. Okay, I'm just thinking this through. My subscribers will appreciate. Those of you who don't know me, I'm sorry. You'll be like, why is he wasting my time with information? So that's an E. And then we have an A, which we're unclear of whether or not it's an A7. Oh, sorry, it's really a B. So that would be the 7, and that's the 5th. Okay, it does make sense in the end. I just had to think that through out loud. Again, there's certain parts of my lessons that are cooler than others. That's one of them right there, that harmonic trick. If you don't know it, know it. Now, usually it's a lot easier in the open position, but basically you get really good, you get a pentatonic scale. Hold on. Don't worry, it's not a dry cough. It's not coronavirus. You get a pentatonic minor scale between your 12 and 7. Of course, now it's 14 and 9. So I hit that open, we'll pretend it's E. 14 there on my B, and you get the next tone below, not on the next string, 2 strings away on the 9. And then you do the same thing to G, 14, 2 strings away on the 9, and then 14 on the D. And I could have kept going. Awesome, awesome trick to know. By the way, want to hear what a Stratocaster sounds like in an ungrounded house? Old houses. I know those of you who are electrical engineers are like, oh my God, your house is going to light on fire. It might. Okay. Again, it's 2020. I wouldn't be surprised. Great little fill there that I had to bridge the gap between sections. Now, when I come back around to the next verse, hey, so I'm going off the Iron and Wine with Ben Bridwell. Is that his last name? The guy from Band of Horses version. They harmonize their voice in thirds, so that's what I do. So it's the same melody again. So I start the same, but then I grab G and B together, and then instead of just grabbing that singular note there, that second fret, that A-ish with the capo, I'm grabbing 4 and 2, and then 2 and O. Let me just double check that all my stuff is still working, because you have to. I don't have a production assistant, it's all me. Then it does it. Oh yeah, when it comes around again, I was like, well, what if? So I harmonize in thirds, and I was like, well, you know what's like a third? A sixth is like a third. So I'm hybrid picking those, and again, there's that F sharp shape slash E minor shape. So I'm just aiming for him, her, it, zay, z. That is 11, skip a string, 10, hybrid pick. And I think I usually just flatten out this time, which I don't always do, but it's that one, 9 and 9, slide it back. And then there's that spare chord again, that spare B minor. So I just grab 9 and 9 there, and then I go back to the thirds thing. Cross picking. So now we're headed into the pre-chorus slash chorus. We got an E minor. And I think I'm using economy picking, they call it. Makes me think of like economy rental car. So economy picking would be on that E minor there, 2 and 0 and 0. Down, up, down, up. Because that downstroke turns your pick around. You don't want to go up, because that puts your pick over here. You want to go down, up, down. Side note, well, yeah, if you check the description box, I'm using the vintage Phase 90, the one that has no power supply and no LED. It does sound better than the other one. I bought them both. This one is so greasy because I'm playing through, a practice amp right now. Still sounds great. So anyway, 2, 3, 2, oh, that's a cool little thing to practice. And then, so that's a C chord lick. All right, what are we doing there? Yeah, so I'm thinking this shape here. My index is on the one that like it would be for a C, and I'm gonna get this 2 here. And then you get a little 4th harmony here. I got, well, that reminds me of Can't You Hear Me Knocking? Hold on. That's totally Can't You Hear Me Knocking. Again, my subscribers like it when I reference other songs, and then again, people who don't know me are like, move along, dude. But that's totally Can't You Hear Me Knocking. So yeah, we'll call that 3 and 4, backing up to 2 and 3. Get that part of the C chord, that 2 there on the D. And then get that there. And here we got the big walk down chorus. G. You can see I'm going to do my G this way. 3, muted, 0, 0, pinky on that 3. D over F sharp, good chord to know if you don't know it. 2, muted, O, 2, 3. E minor, 7. Yeah, and I'm doing a risky thing there. I'm not holding the A, I'm just trusting my right hand to be accurate. And this is a crazy one. It took me forever to find this connection with the melody. Because, yeah, it's walking down. That didn't sound right to do a full D. It's just kind of a mess of a chord. I don't know what I'm going to call that. We'll leave it alone for now. O, 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 1. And then we got walk down from C. So yeah. I do that little, Neil Young hammer on there. G over B. That's just 2. O, O, O. And then A minor 7. And then an F, which I think because the vocal melody hits this open G tone here, so yeah. A little gentle strat vibrato there. And then I kind of solo my way out where I'm still just basically copying the same melody, just because it sounds cool, man. So if that's my F sharp, here's, an F sharp minor pentatonic. I was like still thinking of this shape, but kind of, I don't know why, connecting the two shapes by that 14, 12, 10. And then I just did the same thing an octave lower, so that moves me down to there, that 11, 9, 7. And then I'm like, well, what else still matches up? So I'm just going lower and lower. Now I'm in, E minor, which is really F sharp minor. So that's 5 and 4. Lower still, 2, O, 2, O, 2, O, 2, O, 3, O. Blues run at the end. This one's really interesting. You got thirds, you got sixes, you got getting a melody to interact with chords, you got harmonics, which honestly that might be, that little harmonic thing I did, might be the coolest thing in the thing. Then there's, I don't know, there's cool stuff in here. Definitely break it into pieces and do each piece slowly and like in such a way that you can interact with it, that it's not like always just out of reach. You want to be like firmly under control as you're working on it, because that's where the musicality, the nuance, the articulation, all that stuff can live if we give it space to live. Sounds really hippy-dippy. Whatever, that's my philosophy. Good luck, friends.